Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into 5 bourbons I can't live without. Before we do that though, please do me that favor, like, comment, subscribe, do all those great YouTube-y things, helps us out a ton and we appreciate the support. But let's go ahead and get into that list video we're here to talk about today, which is 5 bourbons I cannot live without. So, this is not one of those desert island, whatever the heck video concepts. This isn't like oh, you can only have 5 bourbons, you know, whatever type of bourbon, whatevers. This is just, I'm staring at this collection I have that I've built over the years, and I'm thinking, what are whiskeys I actually like 110%? Like, if I didn't have this whole YouTube studio and all that jazz, what would be some bottles that I couldn't live without? So that's essentially kind of where it all stemmed from. What are a few bourbons that no matter what the case may be, I have a collection of 10 whiskeys, I have a collection of 500 whiskeys, somewhere in between, like I'm more so now. What are 5 bourbons where I drink them, I buy another one no matter what, or at least concepts of them? What are 5 bourbons I can't live without? And to do the really easy one that everyone's going to see coming from 1,000 miles away, because I am who I am, and this is what it is. Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. Don't give a shit what batch. Do not care. Not a bit. I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, and they're fantastic. If I didn't have this channel, I would for sure have at least 1 or 2 of these in my collection no matter what. I think currently I have like 4 or 5. It's a little overkill, but you know, what if I need them for a video? So, Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. These are some of my favorite whiskeys. I'm a huge Heaven Hill Elijah Craig fan. I love the 12 years old. I love the barrel proof, and I love the sub $100 price point, because even when I find it like kind of marked up, it's still sub $100. And nowadays in whiskey, $100 for a barrel proof 12-year-old whiskey is incredible. Incredible. Long story short, fan freaking tastic. And no matter what the case may be, I would for sure have an ECBP in my collection, which, no freaking surprise, that's why I did that one first. Second, what is a bottle I could not live without? And this one is more of a concept. It is Starlight finished whiskey. So, they're not in my state, but I love this stuff. I have 3 different finishes. Or 3 different bottles of these. These are all 3 different finishes, and they're all great. This one's my favorite one, the Port Night, just because it's port. I love port finish stuff. Love red wine finish stuff. So that's my favorite one of the batch I have, but they're all incredible. And the reason they're a bottle I can't live without, because now that I've tried them, they're my favorite whiskeys or favorite bourbon brand to go to for finished whiskey. I think Starlight is the best in the bourbon finishing game, at least from what I've seen. I could be wrong about that, but they're the best. And for sure, I can't live without finished whiskey. I need a finished whiskey, and if I'm gonna get a finished whiskey, I'm gonna go Starlight, because they're the best in the game. Next, going into another category I can't live without, which is Texas whiskey. And the Texas whiskey I couldn't live without is going to be Still Austin Cask Strength. This stuff is one of my favorite Texas bourbons. They do a great job of aging their whiskey. I don't know what they do or how they do it, but Texas, you get some funk, you get some crazy stuff. It is. Southwest aging is not always the best for whiskey. So how do they make a super well blended, well built, well put together flavor profile and a cask strength Texas bourbon? I don't know. There's almost no Texas funk. It reminds me of if you blended a Kentucky bourbon and a Texas bourbon together, and you got a Kentucky bourbon with a little bit of Texas in it. And that's what this stuff is. Even though it's 110% Texas whiskey, it's everything I like in a Texas bourbon, but without all of the weird, funky, whatever stuff that sometimes, quite frankly, can just be a little bit too much. A little bit too much. And that one hits perfect every single time. Number 4 on my list. These are in no particular order, but what is another bourbon I can't live without? That is a double oaked product. My favorite double oaked product is going to be Old Forester 1910. Wow, whoa, Steven put a Brown-Forman Old Forester product on the list. Yeah, I love this stuff. I think this stuff is incredible. This is the best double oaked product I have found as of yet. I haven't tried all of them because double oaking isn't my go-to, but when it is my go-to, like when I'm like, hey, I just want something that's sweet and crushes it, Old Forester 1910 is my go-to. This is bottle number 3 on the list. I'm kind of trying not to open it because I still have a double oaked Woodford Reserve that's kind of about like a quarter full left. So I'm kind of killing that before I open up this to kind of save the whiskey. But that stuff is incredible. Freaking incredible. Amazing. All these bourbons are amazing if we're going to be honest. But for double oaked, like I said, it's not always my go-to, but when I am feeling double oaked, I always reach for the 1910 no matter what. And, you know, if I'm going to, you know, live without bourbon or, you know, in a situation where it's like I can only have 5 or whatever, like a whiskey type I couldn't live without would be double oaked, because when I want that double oaked, I'm going to miss it if I don't have it. So I can't live without not having a double oaked product. And that go-to one for me is 1910. 1910 all the way. Unfortunately, it's the only Old Forester product that has gone up to $60 in my area, where all the other ones are still at like 50. But you got to pay the money for the good stuff, because it's the best in the Whiskey Row series, hands down. Hands down. And then last, but surely not least, my go-to everyday sipper barrel proof bourbon, the one I can't live without, it's going to be Rare Breed Bourbon. And this is a new one for me, or like a new-ish one. This has been one of this, I think this was like the 4th bottle I bought, not this specific bottle, but Rare Breed Bourbon was like the 3rd or 4th bottle I bought when I was getting into whiskey. And ever since then, it has been on my shelf. And it's been the most consistent flavor profile, most consistent whiskey, most consistent price. I love the Wild Turkey flavor profile, where other brands that I would have put in that spot have faltered and changed up with the giant boom of the whiskey industry. Rare Breed Bourbon has been consistent. They're everlasting no matter what. And it's not going anywhere. And it is for sure here to stay on my bar, no matter what the case may be. So these are my 5 bourbons I can't live without. Please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down there below what you guys thought about my list. Also, let me know, what would your list be? You know, if you, and I'm not limiting you to 5 or like you need to say 5. What are some bourbons you couldn't live without? What's some whiskey, if you drink it, you're instantly going out there and buying another one today. I'm not talking about something where you'll finish it and then you'll maybe buy another one in like 2 or 3 days or whatever. I'm talking about one you're like, I need to go out and get that. Or you even buy a new one before you do the bottle kill. Let me know down there below. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. Links for all that stuff are down there below as well. That's a wrap for this video, folks. Cheers. We'll see you later.